this newcomer volunteer meet. And for those who do not have a newcomer email ID, please reach out to me if you require. And the reason also why we take your contact number is because we add you to the Audible Connect WhatsApp group, where you'll be getting all the information. In case if you don't have neither, please let me know. We'll get the details for you. So before we start the session, please make sure if you have any questions to raise your hand. And only after raising your hands you can ask your questions, otherwise it's going to be a conflict because everyone will be starting speaking at the same time. So raise your hands, the mic will come to you, and then you can ask your question. So call upon Joseba to start the program.
So good afternoon. We have been speaking in the working committee about the situation of the newcomers and volunteers. We want to help this process because it has been discontinued for a long time. And every 2 weeks we will have a session and we will try to introduce all those topics that are of interest for you. So we would like to recommend to all of you even to write to us what are the topics that concern to you, that you would like better explanations, to go deeper. So it's not only that we will prepare things, if we prepare within all of us, will be better for everyone. Okay. Then the second concern that we have is the present situation. Nobody expected that it will take so much time. As everybody knows, this process was discontinued because a group of Arabians presented a court case about the situation of the newcomers and all this. So the judge is still in the process of clarifying the situation. He requested more information to the two sides and have not given the final sentence. Meanwhile, he stopped everything. We cannot take our villains, we cannot send our villains out, and the process was completely discontinued. Nobody expected that it will take so much time also. I have to say, we were thinking that it will be resolved in some months, but it's taking a lot. So we would like to help this process. We have discussed some initiatives with even with the governing board, the secretary and everyone. We would like to continue as a normal process with all of you. We will have educational activities every week, every 2 weeks we will have the topics that are of interest for you. A group will be created quite soon to organize this more properly and to have all the data of all of you. You should bring all the data to us, to the working committee, or to write outside. And the idea is to help as much as we can to continue with the normal process of newcomer. For that, after some time, you will be recognized a new figure, something like pending Arabians or something like this. After you have been some time, you have assisted a number of sessions, and you have become familiar with what Arabic is and what are the objectives or ideals and everything. And then you will be recognized not as Arabians because we cannot do that, we cannot be introduced in the RLR, but you will be in the independent list. As soon as this is solved, that the judge made the last sentence and clarify everything, you will be considered as this new title, newcomer to be, or I don't know what will be the last decision, or pending our audience. Then what we want is that the conditions are the same as for our audience when you are recognized like this. That means that you will have right to have maintenance, to request housing, whatever is free, to all the conditions that are given to the audience will be given to you when you are recognized by this group. For that reason, we want that the negative impact, we know this very well, that is having in our view, is minimized as much as we can. Okay, so this is a process that we want to continue. We have started, and little by little we will be adding pieces to all this until you have a situation that is more acceptable than now, because this has created terrible situations to many of you and also for us. We know very well what is the situation, and we would like that this is corrected as much as is in our hands. Okay. So, you have any question or any doubt about this, please?
Are these sessions mandatory for us newcomers, newcomers who cross 1 year of period, the probation period, plus also it can be a bit difficult sometimes for us to attend these sessions
To attend?
Let's turn it on. Okay. Yeah, give this Oh, that's technical issue.
Use the same mic.
Both of them are not working. It's somebody turn off, sorry. This. Okay, now it's off, sorry. Turn off? Okay. Ouch.
Right, so my question is, are these sessions mandatory for all of us newcomers to attend, to reach this point of title, to get this title that you speak of, which is to be or obedient? And because a lot of us would have work, right? So I've skipped work right now, and a lot of my work is actually production based. I have to be present there in the production to get things going. So I'm just curious to know if these sessions, because I've spent more than 1 year, it's been almost 2 years now since my newcomer period started and ended last year in March. So, like when you speak of ideals of Orville, a lot of things we've already gone through, including Yuka, and I've lived in Orville for almost more than 8 years. So I'm just curious, how much of this is essential and what part of it is mandatory?
So these first have to be organized by the new group that we want to constitute. These people will filter, will scrutinize the complete list, because we know some of you already should be our audience. Because you have done everything that is, we can say, compulsory. Nothing is very much compulsory, but the process has been done. You have attended a number of sessions of education, you have done everything. And then the title probably will be given at that moment. Others are in the first month or the third month or whatever. So have to be personalized as much as possible to everyone, because the situation of everyone is different. That is one of the problems that we are going to face. But we want to be fair with the people that have been enough time, and that they should have been recognized as our leaders. Okay, this is also part of what we want to do.
Chair, I heard in the beginning from one of the members, Arun. Yeah, can I ask? Yeah, okay. One of the members in the beginning mentioned that the newcomers will be given an email ID. All those who don't have a newcomer email ID can apply for one. I would like to personally highlight my experience and seek a solution. So I was approved as a newcomer in November 2023. I finished my 1 year of newcomer process in November 2024. And once I was announced and confirmed as a newcomer, I was issued an email ID, newcomer email ID, which I have been using for more than a year now. But recently, a week back, my email ID was arbitrarily suspended by the OSD, Mr. Sitaraman. I walked up to him and asked him, sir, there was no show cause notice or any notice given or any time period given for me to even take a backup of that email. I asked him what was the basis and who decided this process that my email box can be just shut down, where I lose all my data, all my mail trails. All the people who know me by that mail ID will be writing to it and it will be bouncing and they wouldn't know any other mail ID to contact me now. So his reason was that I asked too many questions. Yeah. So one person sitting in the foundation office essentially decides whether I can have a mailbox or not. And you are essentially asking us to trust your mailbox system and migrate to the newcomer mailbox system. What is the safeguard that a newcomer has for due process that before taking such strong actions like suspension of mail ID, and my Oronet has been suspended, my mailbox has been suspended. So what is the process for this kind of a suspension and who is deciding these things? And what is the safeguard that I have for this kind of my digital assets which are stored in my mailbox?
Maybe there are some reasons that you don't know, but you should request even in writing. Please do in writing. Okay, what are the reasons for this suspension? Because you can be sure that there are some. I don't know what, but there are some reasons. People have here, the system have enough credibility. Nothing is done just by chance or because somebody. No, there have to be reasons, and this has been done for many years. And please ask in writing, please, I would like to know what are the real reasons, and this I think is the best in this case, and you will have a proper answer. Okay?
Follow up and then update you on
Fine, you can do that.
Follow up and write to the working committee. Let's not take this forum for this discussion.
See, I think it's a pertinent question for it to be noted. I think it's also good that you brought it to our notice, otherwise we will not know it. However, I think if we go into this to and fro right in the beginning, the Q&A, we have set Q&A in the end, right? Let's go with the program. Who is next? Are you done with the points that you have? Ma'am, can I request you that we listen to Selvaraj, and then we have a small session. We have invited Anandi and a little bit of a sharing session, and then we have a Q&A. So I'm sure you will have more doubts when you listen to us further. So he is going to be here. We will hold him here.
I am not going to.
Yes, and we will make him answer us. Yeah, sure. You get what I mean, right? We go like this and then there is no end to it. So, Selvaraj, should we invite you?
I've been informed today by a few newcomer volunteers who were wondering if they should come or not come. And in that line, what I'm trying to bring up here is, let's be focused on this process here. Within the community, there are a lot of things are going on. Even in the court, we are all very anxious to know what the court is going to say on this entry process also. It was supposed to be today, now it's going to be next week. So let's not be dispersed and too anxious and start expressing ourselves in here and get into a monologue. I also want to request all of you, let's try to keep this space more positively, and try to understand what is the sharing that is trying to happen here, and also bring in your input. in a positive way. I think, the members here, the working committee members and others, we are taking a lot of things, and we are trying to see how to, calmly take things forward. And let's be focused on that. Okay.
I guess we have one video to play of Tuan's. Tuan is long-time Aurovilian, and in one of the, if I'm not wrong, it was recorded in the same place, Unity Pavilion. And he said something which kind of is very pertinent to what is going on right now. Let's listen to it, and then perhaps if you have some doubts related to it, we can, during the Q&A, clarify.
I would like to first ask two questions to Surya, which you can both answer with a very simple yes or no. The first thing is, do you believe that the RA should function as defined in the Honorable Foundation Act?
Sorry?
That the RA should fulfill the function it has in the Honorable Foundation Act. Okay. Second question, do you believe that what the RA decides should be honored? Okay. So now let us see what the RA has decided. The RA, the Foundation Act says that the Residents' Assembly shall formulate a master plan for the approval by the Governing Board. The master plan that the RA prepared is here. Is this one. It's not that one, it's this one. And this was approved by the RA with some 90% majority in 1999. It's this document. The GB was to approve it. That's what the Act says. But what did the GB do? The GB said, listen, let us just check with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development of Government of India whether this can pass as a master plan or not. So they sent it to the ministry, and that ministry has an organization called Town and Country Planning Organization, TCPO. They were around just last week again. Of course, not the same people as them, but the new team. And that team was headed by Dr. Meshram. Some of us are still in touch with Dr. Meshram even today. So they looked at that plan, at this plan, and they said, yes, beautiful, the drawings we don't want to disturb, but the text is not really a plan. It is aspirational text, and I've read it again and again. It is a very nice text. It also covers all the subjects, water, energy, sustainability, but it's not really a plan in the sense saying what will happen when. So they translated this into that. The drawings in this, the layout of the town, is exactly replicated there. This shows the circular crown road on 18 pages, 1/8. Circular crown road is written there on 18 pages. It shows the radius, it shows the outer ring, but they have changed the text. So what did the Governing Board do after the ministry came back with this feedback? It had meetings, which were also attended by our millions, and they gave feedback on the draft which came from TCPO. I just yesterday went through the correspondence, which fortunately somebody had, and then finally they approved this plan in a meeting which was held in the Ministry of HRD, where people from Auroville were also present. Friedrich was there, Jyoti Mandal was there, Mr. Balabhaskar was there, Governing Board members were there, Secretary Ministry of Education, Dr. Meshram, and one person from the Tamil Nadu government was also in that meeting. They approved the plan. This is called the perspective plan. And a perspective plan is an overall plan. It needs to be detailed. So some people have argued over our net in the last couple of days. How can you make a ground road before you have DEPs? The answer to that question is the ground road is a master plan road, not a DEP road. The DEP will define what happens on both sides of that road. What type of urban design, what type type of densities. In fact, densities also have been given here, but you have to detail it even more. So if we are doing what you say, namely to honor the array, then we have to honor that plan, that layout, and not discuss it every time when we do a few hundred meters of ground or anything else. The whole discussion starts afresh. Galaxy, Mother, Roger, the plan, and we start discussing the whole history once again. The DDPs have been partially prepared, but some architects of our world, who are now critical of this, have themselves built and designed buildings without a DDP. All the buildings along the ground, Solar Kitchen, Library, Maharashmi, Arka, Kalpana, are built without there being a DDP of the ground. So when that was done, it was fine, not to have DDP. But when the crown ROW was created, we needed first a DDP. So we have also a lot of double standards and all. My second comment is, I saw a meeting, a lot of postings on our net, questioning a budget of 50 crores, which apparently is the first installment of a larger budget. So let me tell you what the budget was that the Albanians, residents, have proposed in 2001. It's here in this document. So this document is not only a master plan, it's also a development plan for the first 5 years, which was a very smart move because you can't make a master development plan in 1 day. So the first 5 years is in this document itself. And that adds up to 350 crores for 5 years. Now 350 crores in 2001 with the inflation is equal to 930 crores today. 2001, 350 crores is equal to 930 crores today. So where is 50 crores and where is 930 crores? So that shows that the amount that is being discussed about is actually a very small token advance. Have you ever calculated, any one of you, what will be the cost of this town? If you want our will fully to be built. Luigi and I did it once on a napkin. You remember Luigi? We had a dinner and he invited me for dinner, which is very rare. And we decided to calculate on the back of a napkin what it would cost to build our will. And we did some very simple formula, came to 25,000 crores at that time. Now even if we take that amount to be correct, 50 out of 25,000, how much percent is that? Half a percent? 1%? So we have to start seeing in the overall picture of things and not just take one little thing out and then highlight it and hype it. My last point is about environmental impact. When you discuss environmental impact, you discuss the impact of an intervention here on a wider environment. You don't discuss the impact of an intervention here. Of course, that's negative. If I cut a tree here, the impact on that place is negative. But you have to see the impact of that intervention in the wider environment. So if you see, for example, the Crown ROW, 16.7 wide, 4.3 kilometer long, is 0.36% of the master plan area. 0.36%. The Crown, plus the 12 radials, plus the outer ring, plus the international zone loop, plus one access road from outside to our will, is 1.64% of the master plan area. Are we not able to keep 1.64% free from trees and buildings? What is the big deal? We have a green belt which is 3 times the area of the city. Our green belt is 15 square kilometers in that plan. Now we all know that the green belt will finally not become 15 square kilometers. For the simple reason that our villages, that our private development, let us say it becomes only 7.5 kilometers, 7.5 square kilometers, finally. The city has also 50% open and green. So you get 2.5 open and green in the city, 7.5 effectively in the green belt makes 10. Built up in the city is 2.5. So we have a ratio of 1 to 4. Name me one city in the world which has that type of a ratio. So I would request all of us to see all these issues in the wider context and not in the sense of my tree, my fence, my gate, my structure. No, let us see it from the helicopter view and then of course come back to the field to implement the work. We are getting emotionally excited. We look because we look at things in isolation, not in the full context, and we don't have our facts clear. So my request is, can we all have a deep breath, read this master plan, compare it with the master plan of 99, realize that what has been approved in drawings is exactly the same as what the RA has approved. They have only changed the text and they made it into a plan. And I am eternally grateful to whoever decided at that time, I don't know who it is, whether it was Khalid Bhai or somebody else, not to approve our plan the way it was prepared, but to first refer it to the experts and get it translated into something that you can actually work on. Don't forget also that we have raised funds, we have bought land, we have attracted volunteers to come here. The government of India has intervened to implement this. Nobody would have given a rupee to our village, there was not a plan there. So we have to be true to the plan. We have also, my question to you was, are we going to be true to what the RA decides? I'm glad that you said yes, so let's do it. The RA decided to do this work. We did.
Thank you, Tuan.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Sergey. Okay, now we have, as per schedule, is there anything else to share? Okay. I wonder how many of you understood the context of this video. It's very much related to town planning and the things that are going on here. If you have any questions, little bit to understand the context, I'm happy to have those questions later. Would you like to have?
I think it might be good to have some questions now.
Yeah. Fair enough. So we open up for, let's have a time limit, and then we also have Anandi here. It's 3:37. Yeah. Can we have it till 4:30? And then we listen to Anandi, and then we also have a little bit of Q&A with Anandi. Is that fair? I think he has been raising his hand. I'm going to give you the mic. Put your points and all. And I would also request you to let others also say their mind. Give some time for them to give him a mic, please.
I'll not follow up with the question.
No, follow up, but in one go.
Yeah.
You can switch this off, I think. Thank you.
Yeah, towards the end of the talk, there was this kind of a call to action that this is what the community has approved and we are here to build this, you know. So somewhere I want to understand what is expected of us as newcomers, volunteers, new people who come. Is it to just become a cog in the wheel who's going to build something that is there and preset already as a set plan? Or the ideals of Mother and Sri Aurobindo is something that we have to read, understand, and we also have to come to the same conclusion. Do we have that space of exploration and experimentation as the next generation which is coming to Auroville? Or is it set in stone and it's we just have to just become masons and laborers and build a road? No.
Do you have any more questions?
I have a couple of them, but
You can ask, perhaps I will quickly answer it so that I don't forget.
Only one more.
Give him the mic, sir.
But that's very specific.
It's okay, let me answer, then you can ask a follow-up also. The way I see it, Arun, I'm by the way Lakshay. I work in a service unit called Aware, and in this particular context, I'm actually not part of any working group. However, I was invited by working group yesterday only because Anu, who's part of working group also, is unwell today, so she wanted me to little bit help with the facilitation. So I'm here. So I'm going to speak on my behalf. This is not official version. The way I see it, we are being given a canvas. Okay, the canvas is limited, but as an artist, what you can make on it is unlimited. However, if you are worried, not you, constantly some of us are worried that we are given a canvas and I want some other medium. I mean, okay, we can have multiple mediums in various ways, but here in Auroville's context, there is a 57-year-old history. That is since inception. Even before that, there is a history of 3-4 years.
Even before that, there is a history when mother dreamt of it. So we cannot negate those aspects of our canvas. We work under it. If I want to paint something else which cannot be contained in a canvas, and let's say I want to be a sculptor and I want to work with iron, I will go out of Auroville and do something there. You get what I mean? Nobody is stopping us from me becoming a sculptor. I can go and work with welder somewhere else. This is a canvas and we can paint. Nobody is limiting us what I can paint on that. Similarly, in Auroville, there is a progression of sorts. There was a galaxy concept. We were supposed to detail it out into a master plan. In 5 years, we were supposed to build the city, which we didn't. We took our own sweet time, and then we fought meanwhile. And in 88, the government of India was invited to intervene and take over Auroville. In 88, we became part of the government of India. And since then, there is a governing board, there is IAC, and there is a RA. RA is not a terminology which existed before 1988. You are here from before. So RA is a terminology brought in by the legal experts in Delhi. And then, since then, we cannot say, you know what, I am in Auroville, why am I under Auroville Foundation Act? It's a reality we need to live with. And then in 99, some of the Aurovillians felt that it's high time, 88 to 99, it's already 11 years, we need to detail out the plan. And some of them took the new millennium as a target and they hurried up. And by 99, if I am not wrong, July or June, they convened RA, am I right? And then they approved a plan. Okay, it's residents approving a plan. Again, if you want to build something on the land of India, you cannot just go and say that this is our plan, we will build it. Then they presented to the government of the governing board. The governing board said, we are nobody to approve it or disapprove it. We are not expert. So they then referred the master plan that that's a contentious part. Many of the residents approved in the residents assembly in 99 was then referred to what he referred here, the Town Planning Institute and the TCPO, Town and Country Planning Organization. And they came back in 2 years' time, 2001, they flushed it out with, the legalities of India, how the road should be and things like that. And then they gave us a plan. So some of the residents are a little bit not so happy with it that it did not go through residents assembly after it came from the specialist. Now, according to the GB then, the residents has given the plan, it has gone to the specialist, they have detailed it out, then actually it does not make sense and the residents again vote on it. Because it's irrelevant, you vote on it. What do you vote on it? If you say, I don't like it, then also it has to be made. You're nobody to say you like it or you don't like it. So if you compare the 99 plan with the 2001 plan, perhaps it has been a little bit defined, the roads are defined, the sectors are defined. And then the 2001 was approved by the GB. And since 2001, we have been raising funds based on that master plan. And 2010, one of the secretary at the time, Ramaswamy, right? No, Mr. Ramaswamy sent it to, if I'm not wrong, I think it was Mr. Ramaswamy who was the secretary. He said, this plan is there, but it's only approved by the governing board. It does not have the legal validity. So he gazetted the plan. So since then, it has become almost like a set in stone. This is what you're referring to. Can we change it? Now, there's big machinery which worked to create that plan. Now, to change it, okay, we can change it, but according to whom? Right? One group of people may say this way or that way. But that has become the contentious issues if I have to keep in a neutral way. So it's better than go with the plan that whatever mother imagined and a little bit living with the reality. I will come back to you. I saw your hand being raised, yours also. You have a follow-up question.
So, yeah, actually, it consists of various subparts. Okay, so you are saying that newcomers and volunteers, as a principle, are expected to work within the confines of the master plan that has been gazetted. Have I understood you correctly?
Okay, I missed one part of your question when you asked before. Are we just a cog in the wheel? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And in reality, newcomer is no different than Aurovillians also, you see. We all are willing servitors. There is It's just that some people have been here long enough. But then, in terms of sincerity, the quantity does not matter. Somebody can be just yesterday and can be more sincere towards Oroville, and somebody can be here for 50 years and just loitering around. So, in that sense, I don't put hierarchy there. You can be as sincere as me, and I can be as sincere as Anandi before me.
No, no. My question was, if we are supposed to, as newcomers and volunteers, adhere to the master plan, then do we have the right to flag violations to that master plan and deviations from that master plan? So that was my follow-up questions.
Okay. So another part to that is also master plan does not. It's only a plan that defines the physical attributes of Oroville. It does not say how we can serve, how sincere we need to be, how humble we need to be, how loving we need to be. It does not talk about those things which are essential aspect of living in a society. So it's very limited in that sense. However, like you said, why not raise, if the plan is not being followed, by all means raise your issues. But then there is a way to raise. There is some sort of a method to the madness which we need to follow. Selva, you want to answer to that? That's a madness we are trying to define, how methodical we can be. You are part of the journey also in that sense. Let's, over the period, hopefully we will figure it out. We give others. Okay, she's saying that she was next. Would you mind waiting for 5 minutes? Yes.
Easily.
Yeah, let's. Yes, go ahead. Ladies. Yes, please. No, go ahead, please.
Ladies first.
Yeah. Let go with her. Go with her.
I will be after.
Thank you, brother. Yes.
Hello, I'm Merve and I'm in Auroville since 1 year now. I came to be Newcomers. And so since then and before also in 2020, I was here as a volunteer and I've been witnessing stories about the Crown Road, what's happening, how some people got damaged and lost their spaces. So my question about it, and I also understand that I'm also coming from a designer background, I'm an architect. So it's always, the creation can be forever, the plan can keep changing, but we need to fix something to be, to reach the goals. But how it could be more humanitarian without harming people's emotion, lifestyle, like how it could be possible to make some decision together or give some comforts those people before destroying their living spaces or their effort for many years or their belief they planted there, like how it would have been more caring. That's my question. Why it was not cared?
See, again, I don't want to speak on behalf of a working committee. I don't think there is any notion to not care. Okay, I don't think we all are human beings here. Yeah, I'm answering to that. Yes. However, there are layers to those stories also. Last time in the last newcomer session, this is what I said. As newcomers, I came in 2015. This is my 10th year, and for first 5 years, I mean, I'm not going to suggest you I'm not going to prescribe you here. I tell you how I went about it. For first 5 years, just absorb. You don't know what is right, what is wrong, how layered are the stories, who is even saying which part of it is true, and what we don't know. There's one thing I can tell you for sure: it's not black and white. It's not black and white, the stories that we hear. So I would suggest, like you rightly said also, brother, that we need to work. And I'm sorry you have been disturbed from work. If we want people to come here and work, and then I request working group members next time onwards, if you can organize at 5, no? 5 to 7, why not? Thank you. So I think Joseba can answer to that in other words, perhaps, but I think it's not by design. It's just that, yes, some people are trying to really stick to certain plan. There is debate about it also. But then we have been debating it for 57 years. Where does it stop? So when we go ahead with the plan, when we try to actuate, when we try to action, yes, some people are upset. Yes, we are also aware of it. And is it better to stay outside the purview and fight? Or can you come together and work? Is that not a better way to do it? So it's also an appeal that everyone who wants to change be part of the system rather than critiquing from outside. Auroville is not a I often say that it's not a, there is a term in the corporate world called participatory planning. I think in Auroville is the only place in the world where it is participatory actioning. You are not divorced from reality. You can participate in it. You want to work in town planning, you can work in town planning in Auroville.
Well, I have to say that your question is very tricky. Difficult. Auroville have tried to do this for many years. When we approved the master plan, was approved by more than 90% of the people. And this have defined the future of everything here. All the developments that should come have been based on that decision. So I don't think that was nothing at the beginning that was erratic or was nothing. It was a very good process. But for many reasons, I believe it's the immaturity of many of us, both sides, that has prevented that this become a process more creative, more integrative, and not black and white. I was part of the, I was and I am part of the service trust. We received 50 lakhs from the government to do a cable, high tension cable, that was going to give electricity to some areas that they were having many difficulties. Well, the electrical service started to lay down the cable. We were following the master plan approved by everyone. And then we discovered that in the same area, green belters have planted trees. And they, first point, in areas that they knew very well that was for something else, not for trees. With time, I realized that one sector of the green belters were putting difficulties for the future development of the city consciously. This took to me some years, believe this, because I was not thinking that that kind of negative planning was possible, frankly. I was not thinking, but I have to admit. Second, they told us you don't pass by here at a certain moment. You don't pass. Why? Because we have decided. And normally high tension cables, pipes, certain things you cannot do acrobatics, you have to follow. And if you don't follow, because have been studied carefully, if you do something else after, you will regret. You are a designer. 99% of the times you will regret in the future. So then the secretary came and then asked what are the problems right now, and we explained. She visited the place. She organized several meetings with people to avoid any further problem. Was not possible. To that I refer as immaturity and then the conflict came. I am not proud of anything we can say from my side, except that we are defending the original city, the original plan, the original everything. And people are changing. They want to, another kind of changes, not small. They want to change even the concept of the city. They don't want any longer city. Well, I will say in that case, there is little that we can speak, and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello to everyone. My name is Dima. I volunteer on one of the most beautiful places in Auroville, in Nandanam Kindergarten. And I have two questions that are related to the entry process. The first is, so as an announcement to this meeting, we received the message in Savi WhatsApp group that the process expected to restart very soon. So the question is, what is the reason for your certainty that it will restart very soon? And the second question, if it doesn't work out, and for example, because of that court case, the entry service will not work for 10 years, for example, do you have any plan B for that case? Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me give a quick answer, and perhaps this is relevant for many people. The way you understand that this particular process is sub judice right now, yeah? It's called admission and termination. So when the Foundation Act was written, they also put this aspect of termination, not just admission. So since 88 till now, we never terminated anybody. We did not have a process to do that, even if they had some very severe legal issues and all. We never, correct me if I'm wrong. We did? No. Okay, we did? Oh, all right, sorry, I stand corrected. Some people, yes. Physically, maybe, not legally. So what we I think since the beginning we had something called entry service, and that helped the newcomers, volunteers, and transition to become Aurovilian. And since I will not mince my word, let's just speak what's the reality. The reality is that the group is divided. The entry service went through the whole election process, which is limited to, say, 500 people. And it has become political. Unnecessary, it has become political. I really wish it didn't happen. Because it affects the new people who have nothing to do with this horrible drama, which is going on for a long time before me even coming here. But unnecessarily, we brought it into the bucket of drama. Now it's there. Because they held it, they said, we will decide who will come in and who will not come in. And little bit they went against the governing board, and the governing board said, okay, so let's play this game. So they went ahead and enacted something called Admission and Termination Scrutinizing Committee, and even without coming into the discussion, and I did not know, I only knew it when it was gazetted in the Gazette of India. So it's a legal document now. However, as soon as it was gazetted, within a week, it was challenged in the court. Okay, and since then, the entry service, because it was the day Admission and Termination Scrutinizing Committee came into play, the entry service, because the GB put it in place, this entry service ceased to exist. That's the reality. Ceased to exist. And after a week, when it was challenged in the court, of course, the Admission and Termination Scrutinizing Committee or process also came into a pause, which means we are in a limbo. So the solution that we are trying to find out, because we cannot just wait for the court dates. Last time also, some of us appealed to the working committee, and I think that's what they are trying hard also, to see if outside the purview of this court case, if we can finish the process of the newcomer process. And like he mentioned, if we can call it Aurovilian in waiting or whatever name you want to put it, doesn't matter. And we give them the new Aurovilian status for all practical purposes of maintenances, housing, getting into PTDC, things like that, right? And then whenever the court comes into play, like you said, 10 years, whatever, whenever, then you can be officially included in the ROR. That's what the legality stipulates as. We cannot enter new people in the register of residence, which only the secretary can do. It's not in the hands of residents. It's not in the hands of RA. So even if so the RA is continuing this entry service. You all are, I'm sure, part of it. The problem is, if you go there, if you give an appeal, nothing will go forward. Okay? Even if you have to, as a newcomer, process a visa, the working committee that they are running around, which the law is the case to run as a working committee, which they are putting the new letterhead everywhere. If you reach out to them, they cannot do anything about your visa. Now you have to, for visa, come to this working committee, whereas for all practical purposes, UCA and all, you're doing it there. This is what I requested last time. Get away from the politics. It's okay. You will not lose much if you just work in Auroville for 5-6 years and see where is your practical requirements being solved. Correct? This is the only working committee that can legally process things. So right now they are also trying to see, they don't have an entry service now. Nothing, no body to process it. That's what he was referring to. If they, perhaps in few days, secretary will be soon here, I think GB will also be here this month. If they convene and set up this admission and termination committee, I'm sure half of our residents will say boycott it. They will advise you not to be part of it, not to legitimize the program. They will tell you. If you want to go by it, by all means. But then it will only make life difficult, not just for you. If the notion is that even the new people are boycotting, then it becomes a political issue. If you can somehow stand together, you say, you know what, we are going with it. Doesn't matter. Whenever you win the case, we will come to you, whatever, for all practical reasons. And just work. Simple as that. It won't. Yeah, the legal case, yeah.
Is it on? Yeah, my name's Cecilia Jean. I go by Jean. I want to thank the committee for trying to unite us in some way, and I think it's a step forward. I know nothing about the master plan. Do I even care about the master plan? I have no idea how the master plan works or even if it should work, but I do care about money. And money is a very important issue. It meets all my needs, and I'm concerned about, so this might be a question for later. I did want to let you know that I do support this unity and getting us together and trying to make sense of things. And when we talk about the master plan, I am just out of the ballpark. But I'm willing to talk. I do have issues about as a newcomer and Sabi and that kind of stuff, and how we're in charge, who needs to work and how many hours you need to work.
Super.
I come with a retirement. I don't really need the maintenance, so I pay my maintenance. I know of other people who were a newcomer as I was, had to go to the Sabi program. If I had to go to the Sabi program and work all those hours, I probably couldn't be a newcomer. I'd have to say no because somebody's going to say, wow, she just can't do it. But,
Yep.
you know, because of my age, but I do appreciate Oroville and what it has to offer, and I don't want to be kicked out. And I expect any day that somebody's going to find me and kick me out. So.
And where do you work, Jane?
I worked at Oral Orchard my first year. Very difficult work. They let me do research on the mothers and Aurobindo work to look at the things that were set down. I got a letter from them. I quit after a year, and now I went down to Martimum Healing Forest. I just quit there yesterday. I'm on call if they need something, but you know, I'm looking for something that I enjoy working with and working for the mother, and you know, keeping that kind of spirituality here in Oroville, which has nothing to do with any master plan, I have a sense.
Thank you. And in truth, not everyone will be concerned with master plan. Why would we be? It's a city, it's a society that we are creating, which means we have all domains to work with. Environment, greenery is very much part of it, like this Tuan was mentioning in the video also. Culture, education, economy, you know, organizational affairs, you know, town planning, designing, architecture, economy. So this beauty of Oroville, that there is, if there is anything that you want to do, really contribute towards, work on where your heart lies, Oroville is open for it. There is nothing stopping us. That's what I'm saying. Let's not get into the politics while we can do the goody things which we came here for, to work. Whereas there will be people, long timers, who will be engaged or occupied with this kind of town planning debates, whether it should be round or a circle or a triangle. Let them debate it out. And whenever you feel called to go and jump into the debate, whether it should be triangle or circular, feel free. That's the beauty of Oroville. Yes, brother.
First of all, I was attended the last meeting also. You just recently said another working committee. Last week, last meeting only Anu clarified that one really, that there is no other working committee, but you already mentioned here that another working committee. But it is already mentioned that already mentioned in the last meeting that there was no working committee. Now you are contradicting.
Let me answer that. I got it. Let me answer that. Wait. I told in the beginning, I don't know if you were here, I said I'm being invited. I'm not part of working group.
Exactly. So my question
not part of working committee, so don't quote me on this to the working committee.
No, I'm not quoting you.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you are not working committee, the meeting is called by the working committee.
That's
so
right.
if you are a guest, you are not supposed to answerable all these questions. The working committee should answer all these questions and answer. Supposed to be.
Yes.
Okay. So I expect the working committee member should answer your question. I have listened your last questions also in the last meeting. You really taken out a good question on that time. But I don't know how you changed within 15 days. Means your attitude has changed. It's totally don't mind. Don't take it personally. But
Not at all.
you asked a different question on that time. Now you are saying in different voice. What I have felt because I was in
heard
the
that
last meeting
voice.
also.
Can you tell what is the difference, please?
That was question. Now you are voice of others.
What was the question? What is the voice of others? Please,
You
put something on
you
me.
asked a question on that time that how much time the working committee will take to identify the newcomer process to or
That's right.
what you have just said
That's right.
few minutes back. Okay, so now your voice has really changed. And now, and the one thing is that if you are not a working committee member, please let the working committee member answer your all the questions.
Okay.
You can give a presentation and anything, we can listen,
Okay.
but let the working committee member answer these questions because maybe one, two, few members only attended the last two, and I am the part of the third meeting. So I know what has discussed in that last 3 meetings.
What's your name and where do you work?
I'm Dibyendu from Matrimandir Garden.
Okay. What he is referring to, Selva, I need to clarify because he said I'm kind of diametrically opposite. I want to clarify and correct me if I'm wrong here. I said last time I was standing there, I came late, and I appealed to the working committee to set up a process which can create this buffer where the newcomers do not perennially be newcomer if you can convert them into Aurovillian into waiting and give them Auroville status. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fair enough. So now I heard them, they are doing that process. So I am right now thankful that they initiated it. So I am on their side right now saying thank you for doing it. Fair enough. Now I come to the second part. Why am I doing it? I have been invited by Anu Majumdar of working committee to facilitate the Q&A. So if you have any problem with that, you can write to working committee next time and say, please do not call outsiders. We want to just listen to you. But because I have been invited, I hear you, I register it. Next time I will say it in the open. But I will continue my work because I have been given this. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
I am not part of the group, yet I have been invited as a consultant.
Yeah.
I am also a resource person, so I am here.
Hello.
Frankly.
Hello.
A little more civilized.
Look,
Give more time because this discussion. Fine, fine. You see, I see each one have a point of truth. So please. Okay.
You came a bit late. Both of them came first and then they updated. You came a bit late. You can see the recording.
Okay.
Give it to the next person.
We have 3 persons more, and after that 3 persons, we will go with Anandi after.
Yes, please. We have 20 minutes.
Okay, wait.
Newcomer Ramnaranji.
Yes, I am still a newcomer. I love to be a newcomer. For last 23 years, I am a newcomer. Because as Mother says about to be a true Aurovillian, if I read everything, I feel still I am a newcomer. I have not become a Aurovillian, but that is a joy. The joy is in working, not in the summit. Yeah, I'm so happy to see all of you because I like to see all newcomers. I was part of the entry board for 5 years, and it was always a joy to see them. And with the spark, the light, the aspiration they come forward with, and they come from different parts of the world being invited by within. Nobody has sent any invitation. And nobody has given an appointment letter. But they got a call from within and they come. And I That's why I greet all of you. And somewhere, Mother has said, the wonderful world of delight is waiting at our gate for our call to come down upon earth. And I don't want to give more background of Orwell. And if that is not this, then what in the world? And today we are entering into such a discussion where it is somewhere here or here, I don't know, but it should be somewhere from here. I greet all of them from your heart. And we came in 2001, and we didn't know what is the Orwell and what are the processes and all these things, but being hypnotized a kind of, and we were here. I believe some of you are also hypnotized to come here because you didn't calculate what I will get, what I will do, what I will lose, what I will gain. And at that time, after learning here, we heard that the entry board is restarting. Entry process is restarting. That means the entry process was stopped for 2 years. Those who had come, they waited and may be gone. And those who came in between, they were not taken in. There was a big issue in Orwell of housing, not political, of course. And then we were asked, and at that time the newcomer process was 2 years. Because the housing need has to be fulfilled by the person itself. Before that it was being given. And so entry process was for 2 years. We accepted everything and we did it. And when at that time I joined the transition school, and for 3 years I was there. And there the senior Orwellian said that, I asked, what is this in Orwell, what is that in Orwell? Yeah, you live here for 5 years, then you will understand everything. After 5 years, maybe you will understand everything. But in the first day itself, we are asking the questions which we are not, I don't know. We are going somewhere here. I am not complaining, because when the water is muddy, the fishes that like mud, they will come, maybe. And maybe through that the water will get clean and then we will be purified. I don't know. I can't complain, but I am just seeing the world, the Orwell, where it is we are now. And you see, somewhere we need to connect to that dream. And even for the governing board, Orwell Foundation, Newcomers, and Orwell International, everywhere I was making presentation of the entry, how entry is and what he could be. And when I meet people in the entry, it was a contemplative day, pleasant day. I am saying all these things because my wish is to focus something deeper than just the political and superficial.
Thank you.
Thank you. To just for the people who are a little bit restless, that's also true. Like he said, it took him 2 years. I came in 2015 and I became Orwellian in 2018 when everything was one body. So it's not like before it was very efficient. So it's, yeah, maybe now it will get efficient. Yes, please.
I'm Christine. I'm working in pre-crash and Matremandir Garden. And so a little bit maybe a follow-up of him and her and also what you said. So I'm here since 1 year, and for me it was like a call of my soul to come here, and I really have the feeling I found my place in pre-crash and all this teaching and also in taking care of the garden. So now I came here and I heard all this talking about the road and all this trouble and finding. And my question is, as being here new and just exploring it and feeling it and trying to learn and develop myself, is it necessary to go in all this? Because I don't feel like I have the right to interfere in all of this. I don't have any possibility to say he's right or he's wrong. So for me, the question is, it's nice that you present it and to give a chance, but is it necessary to go in this for me, or can I just say like, okay, go on with it. I do my life here. I find my place, and Then I will see in 2 years, 3 years, I can see if it's developing like I feel like I like it, or I say like, okay, it's not my place, I go out again. That is my question.
I mean, is it necessary is a very pertinent question. I think you all can ask yourself this question, and I would absolutely say resoundingly, no, not at all. In fact, stay far away. In fact, whatever we are saying, stay far away from this also. It's nothing to deal with you, right? You go and carry on with your work. Doesn't matter what Tuan said, what I am saying here. So go and do your work. Like Ram Narayanji was also saying, if something, there is no rules, and these are all very mental, practical level stuff that are going on here. There is something in the dream that would have spoken to you. And that's not a rules and regulation. That's not mandatory government, this and that. These are all temporary stuff, right? This is a document, perhaps after 500 years, people will still find it relevant. After 1,000 years, they will find it relevant. Countries change. We did not exist 50, 78 years before, right? So in my view, focus on what you truly feel here. And even that means that you want to continue in this camp or that camp, do that also by all means. But ask yourself, do you need it? Did you come to Auroville for this? Is it really helping you? Is it bringing calm and silence in you? Or is it making you very agitated? Because when you are here, I can understand you have uprooted your life somewhere else. Even if it is in Pondi, you have uprooted that and you have come to Auroville. It's not easy, like you were saying. There's an issue of money. There is an issue of place. I mean, I wonder if we can have more of those practical questions. The working group perhaps put them in a fix if you have some real practical problems which they can fix. This is not necessary in that sense, you see. So more questions related to that. Thank you for that question. Actually, it's something which we all can, not only newcomers, as long-time Aurovillians also can reflect on this question. Is it necessary for me at this point in life? Yes, Jeremy.
Okay. Thank you, Lache. Just a small reaction about all this organization, and then I have one question and maybe one follow-up after that. Yeah, I mean, you're there in the middle, and I'm sorry, but for me, I feel that there are two poles here in Auroville playing on fears. And see, I saw this morning this message coming from the other side, saying that go there to your own risk. Like if we come here, it's on our own risk. I was like, what? But at the same time, when we are coming here and you are taking the names, and it feels like, okay, should I go? Then they will threaten me. Should I not go? But then they will threaten me. So it's really, I mean, for me, we are in a climate of fear in Auroville, and we should not play on that. And I'm sorry to say that, but the way that he said, like you're there, but you're not officially part of the working committee. And for me, you should not be in between, because then that's easy to say, okay, he said something, but that was not coming from the working committee and all. So maybe for the next times you organize that, I mean, just think about this organization, not to make it like this.
Fair enough. I guess
Okay.
it's a good point.
So,
and working committee, just walk in here and answer.
And by the way, there was a question from the beginning.
Come here, all of you. 4, 5, 6,
There was
7,
a
8,
question, and for me it has not been answered.
Yes,
when we asked, is it mandatory to be here? We had the speech after that, but I never heard any reply.
Yeah. Is it mandatory?
Listen.
Yeah, I have one question after
Well,
that. Sorry.
nothing at this level is mandatory. Okay? We have freedom, and the spiritual life is freedom first. So nothing is mandatory. But of course, if you don't participate in the few opportunities that we are trying to organize, that will not be very good for you. I am thinking, but this is a practical reply. Okay, but nothing is mandatory. Only to observe the principles of Auroville and to fight for them. Yes.
Just, so my question now, and maybe there will be a follow-up, but are we selling lands in the green belt?
Are we selling?
Selling lands in the green belt. Because I heard that, so I just want a clear clarification.
Well, okay. There are many rumors in Auroville. Part of the experience of becoming Aurovillian is to go through all these rumors and to try to distinguish what is good truth of not truth. Okay? So right now, the priority for everyone, I suppose, but maybe there are people that don't share this, is to get the pieces of land in the city. That is the priority because we are finding many problems many times with infrastructure. We have to go through and there is a piece of land that doesn't belong to us and then we have to go with all the infrastructure. We have faced many disasters. So priority number one, the city. Greenbelt is secondary for us, but important because it's part of the city also, the Greenbelt, but not as important, in my opinion, as the lands in the city. Okay, so if we have to exchange some piece of land, because the present situation after 50-something years is that the people that have pieces of land, or they request exorbitant amounts of money for anything, and they know that we have to buy, finally, they know very well. Or we can exchange pieces of land in areas that are not so important for others that are more important for us. And in some cases, the people is not stupid. All the village around, they are all except stupid. So they know very well how to play with us. And then they are playing. And then, yeah, if you offer this, they will say, no, that piece of land, this is what I want, no this. And yeah.
Yeah, I want to say there is no green belt land getting exchanged. No. It's only the lands which are out of the master plan are getting exchanged.
It's possible, but okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, my name is Abhijit. I came to Auroville with my family in 2020, and I started my newcomer process in September 2021, became a newcomer in January 2022, became an Aurovillian in July 2023. And I've been working throughout the time for 4 years now with various units. Currently, I work with Deepanam School and another sire unit called Orofilm. My point is, like you said, a practical situation that I'm facing on an ongoing basis is that from time to time, I'm made aware of some policies. And when I reach that stage in my process, when I am getting affected by that policy, I come to know that the policy has changed. And I will give you examples. The first one recently happened. I started working with Deepanam recently, and I was told that I will receive half maintenance from Deepanam. And when I went to, and I was advised to go to BCC to find out what the breakdown is. When I went to them, I was told that they told me the breakdown, how much cash, how much kind, and health fund and all that. And they told me that since I'm only working half time and receiving half maintenance, I will only receive half of the city contribution from BCC. And I have to manage the other half. I was under the impression, and I have been receiving half maintenance from Auroville earlier, Orofilm earlier, that BCC would provide full city contribution for whether you're working full-time or half-time. So this was something new. Second situation was that we were receiving support from BCC for dental and for my children. And for the last time when my child went there, the full amount was cut, and it was said that BCC has denied support for this case on the basis of that I am not eligible anymore. The situation before that was that when I was confirmed an Aurovillian, I was told that I am eligible for receiving child maintenance for my 2 children. So my wife and I, we were both confirmed Aurovillians. And when I went to BCC to ask them that may I receive child maintenance, I was again told
that I am not eligible till I am in the ROR. So it's always the case that I'm made aware that I'm eligible for something at a certain stage. And I mean, one aspect of living in Oroville is that you work towards reaching that stage so that we can receive that facility in exchange for our contribution to the community. And please help me out with any ideas. I mean, this is a vacant question for working committee, that how can this situation be made a bit more supportive for me?
Is there anybody who, I think this is more pertinent to FAMC, and also I think it would also be nice, you can give him a brief answer for others to understand on the concept of changing rules, answer that. But individually, I think let's give this time to newcomers and volunteers here. And we can have this outside with chai and samosa. We will talk in detail. No. I'm saying address the underlying issue of changing rules. Address that.
Suggestions that was given to us. My wife actually approached the working committee, and we were told that please go and make a case in front of the people in BCC. And when we do that, not today, earlier, when we do that, it seems that the people who are sitting in the office are not able to give us a decision. They only tell us that, oh, this is what the policy is. Yeah. And so there is no effective action taken to our request, which is not effective. Thank you.
You can write to the working committee. Yeah, we will take it up.
To talk about the underlying issue here, why are we changing rules? You see, it's also, you may feel today something and 3 months down the lane, rules may change. What we must also understand is that we are, though there are certain things which are coming from outside, but we are majorly self-organizing, which means we need to be a little bit nimble and adapt to the situation. Right now, this contribution that BCC is getting from commercial money-making units is getting low. It's a reality also. People are a little bit reserving their contribution. The generosity is not coming forward, which is understandable given the situation. Which means the BCC has lesser budget to work with. And then they go for the main things they cannot cut down on. So perhaps the dental they have cut down. Or there are these things which affect, get what I mean? And then this contribution, for example, before there was extra money. So even if somebody is working half time, they were giving full community contribution, which is 3,800. Now the new rule is, like you rightly said, if you are working somewhere part-time, half-time, only half of it is covered. Rest you need to pay from the remaining half maintenance that you get into your FS account, which is even more, it puts pressure because you're already getting half and then you pay the full maintenance also. So if you have these kind of things, write to working committee, because these guys talk about these things in their meeting, they can then have 1 minute.
Arun, you had your break. You want to start the next session? Arun.
Michael.
Arun, please. We want to start the next session.
No. Is there any other question?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No. Let's register it.
No.
Wait. This particular policy of contribution, so policy, not just lack of consistency. There is also an issue of policies being applied in retrospect. So I would like to understand the working committee's take on retrospective policy application, because I can give you off the cuff 2-3 more policies which have been implemented in retrospect. You see, so when I sign up for something, there is a set of rules. And then retrospectively you change and make it applicable from back date. You see, so I want to know the working committee stance on retrospective policy applications.
Okay.
Do you want to reflect on it?
No, let's move on to it. Otherwise, this other session will take long, and then most people will walk out.
I said 4:30. We have 1 more minute. Last question.
No, he was there before.
Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. Add.
So I wanted to ask about the station that I'm in. I came as a newcomer. I prepared my life financially also that I'm gonna be welcome as a newcomer here, but it didn't happen. So I'm not able to get job as a newcomer and get that full maintenance. And since 1 year, I'm being again under the SAVI volunteer, which is really putting me in a difficult position to sustain my life in Auroville. So will there be a solution for this soon? And I hope actually help for that.
Because right now she's supposed to be working as a Savi volunteer, and units expect her to work the full, I think 7 hours a day or something like that. And like you work full time, but you're promising her half maintenance, and that on top of that, you're saying you cannot receive maintenance because you're not officially a newcomer. So what does she do?
This is exactly the situation that we would like to correct as soon as possible, because we know it's happening and create situations that are very unfair for many people, and that is not good also for our base. So this is the process that we want to be initiated as soon as possible. We need the recognition from the governing board and the secretary and all this, because to initiate this also presents some difficulties, we can say, from the legal point of view and others. And we want to be sure that we can initiate this at least with all the blessings of all the authorities, and if after something happens, it's fine. So we are in that, and I hope that this can be done very soon, and to correct all these situations, because it's not good. Okay, we are aware.
What would be your recommendation to a person like this for now? What can they do?
Wait. Okay. I get it. I will answer. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, they're not arguing, Ram Naranji, to give fair space for them. They're only clearing their doubts, and this is the platform for that reason only. No, where else will they do it? Baba, they have just come.
Can we a little more?
Okay, now let's have we have our special invitee. She does not usually come for this kind of things. I don't know, maybe because of working committee Joseba's influence, she's here. I know, asked you. So some of you talked about money. Also, Ram Naranji, what you bring about this aspect of service, the whole purpose of work in Auroville. We will talk about these things. She has been here more than 30 years. How would you like it? I mean, I prefer having a circle, but little bit the crowd has increased. It will be a big circle. Do you want us to be on stage so that everyone can see?
I wonder if we cannot rotate a little bit the chairs so that we can see each other. I find it. I find this at least to rotate. Listen, I am not a speaker. I am not the working committee. I am nobody official. I am nobody. Okay.
Yes.
Anu asked me, will you come to just have an interaction with the newcomers and volunteers? And I say yes. I always, whenever I can, I try to help Aurovillians, newcomers, and especially volunteers, because I know how difficult it is at the beginning. And that's why I accepted to come. But I have no interest to give you any speech. I am not a speaker. I am a doer. And exactly. But what I would like is that we take this opportunity to talk about the practical things that are concerning to you, a part of the official, because the official, the recognition, the working committee is taking care of that. But as you are quite a big group of people, and I'm sure you can also help each other. See, I came more than 30 years ago to Auroville. When we came, the newcomer process was 1 year at that time. After it became 2, then became 3, then became 1. So, but it was 1. And the newcomers, we had no introduction to anything. It was an empty space. And there was nothing in Auroville also. Now you come, you have your cafe, you have your dance, you have your yoga. Then there was nothing. We will come with our cycle to work in Mandir and go back home and reach Arvind and the mother and nothing else. And still, it was so rich inside. It was like living in paradise. No paradise because outside was a paradise, but because we could really be inside, free completely, no? And we could give our lives to Oroville, which was the most important thing we could do. Still, the difficulties, it has never been easy in Oroville, never. So when we came as a newcomer, there was nobody to explain to us. We could not just come to any place and say, what it is this, what are you doing? They look at us like the pest almost, all these new people looking here. And the newcomers, we all sat together one night and we called them to our newcomer housing in Jaima. We said, can we do something together? We organize ourselves and we ask if together we can go and visit that farm, if together we can go and visit that school. And can we organize a small week of introduction? And the newcomer presentation week started out of our own interest to come. So when we are here, we are also supposed to ourselves do change and propose things in positive. To be waiting, oh, let us see what they tell us, what I have to see, I don't like this, I don't like, but let us see. No, can we help each other now? You are all, I'm sure you can all share things, you can all have similar concerns. I would like to invite you to be proactive in a positive manner. I'm sure you can do it. And I am here to help you in whatever way, really. And I'm sure there are many Aurovilians who will be also willing to, as individuals, to help, to interact, to find practical ways. And I would like that we offer that, the creation of a support for newcomers and volunteers in this very difficult situation. It has always been difficult, but this is particularly complicated. I have been involved for 10 years in the planning and development, so I know very well all the plans and all the problems. I also was fortunate enough to know Roger Anger, the architect of Auroville, who received from the mother her vision. And it was really, for me, a gift, a full life gift to get to know him and how he had planned Auroville and how he had received Auroville. And then I was the secretary of the development group for almost 10 years, looking at all the applications, all the development that was happening in Auroville. The development was for me, not because it was a material development, because it was allowing more people to come. I always found that there are so many people all over the world who are already Aurovillians and they don't know. And little by little they are coming, and we have to prepare this basis for them. If we will all complain about development and we don't let things happen, never all these Aurovillians who are all over the world will be able to come. So it's our challenge to build for the future, not for us, not to worry about our house, our garden, our little economy. How do we prepare the basis for this to grow, to really become what it has to become? And in the meanwhile, we have to manage in the best way possible, with many less people than we were supposed to be, with an organization which is very chaotic because we are creating it, we are inventing it. When you are inventing something, you have many problems. One more area where I have been involved all these years is the Purtus Distribution Center. Some of you know me from there. I have been involved in economy in the BCC, in the working group of in the economy area, and in Purtus, which is a dream that came from the mother to supply to Aurovillians with all the basics. Unfortunately, we don't have the ideal system now, which will be that every Aurovillian will receive whatever they need without having to pay for it. That is the ideal. We are in the process where we have to collect from people and try to get in the best manner for everybody. So, but that dream is there. The dream of Auroville, of the economy, for everyone, that everybody will get whatever they need. Not for this half maintenance, one full maintenance, the BCC. All this is just our little ways to handle situations that are complicated. But we have to always keep the dream and always work towards that. And whatever you can do, we can do, I think it will make sense. Yeah, I will be happy. We have a conversation more than just a talk.
Wait a second. Let the mic come.
Having my own income from my retirement, knowing that I can pay my maintenance, not a problem, and something else that they charge, but it feels really not. It doesn't feel like it's getting to the people who need it. The other people who came here as newcomers, are young, don't really have the resources that I have, and how can we share that more? It just seems like we're kept so separate that we're not even able to even come up. I mean, this is just one idea. I mean, I can't pay for all the newcomers in the room for sure, but I'm just willing to come up with new ideas and something like that. But I do have a pain about giving my maintenance money, and who's it going to if it's not going to the people here that need it, that are working here very hard?
Well, when you are not receiving a maintenance, it's not that your maintenance is being paid to someone else. From the beginning, there are many people who have never got a maintenance because they are self-supporting. The maintenance that are accounted for are those who are really needed and are given. Now, the contribution of Auroville is a different thing. All of us pay the contribution to Auroville, and that serves to pay our schools, the maintenances of the teachers, to pay services, to pay all educational, cultural, all this is being paid by the contribution, and it's very important. Without that, many of the things that are happening today will not exist.
Also, to a little bit add on to that aspect of maintenance, I mean, please add to it or correct me if I'm wrong here. We need to be very, very, very aware that maintenance is no way a salary or a compensation or a remuneration for your work or your worth. You get what I mean? We have created a system irrespective of what do, you get a certain amount. But I want to ask you, was it how it was meant to be? Because the way I read it, she said, she with a capital S, is that the residents' basic needs will be met. And my need as a fairly healthy adult is perhaps different than an elderly person, perhaps different than a woman, perhaps different than a child. So can this be same amount? Where did it come about? Would you like to talk about it? What is maintenance?
Yes, the mother said very clearly that people will not work for a salary. They will work to develop themselves, to develop the society, and that the society, that new society we are creating, will take care of the needs of each one, the needs. She didn't say now you will have all that you want to. That ideal, in practical terms, is very complicated. Because, first of all, Auroville doesn't have so much money, since we are a limited number of people and there are a lot of things to take care of. The second is that we are all very different. And the different systems that Auroville has tried have proven to be very limited. First, because on the first years there was very little money and the people will just receive per communities a basket with food. But that was also, for some, it was too much, too many things that they would never eat. For others, it was very not sufficient. It was very difficult to estimate what each one will need and to give that basket. So after they were created the envelopes that was for different needs, for health needs, for food needs, and then everybody will come and importers and will get the different things they needed. That also proved to be very limited because there were many other needs. In, I think, almost 25 years ago, the idea came, why don't we establish a maintenance, a part of money that is being given to every Aurovillian who works, so that one part is from that money given for their basic needs. Others, they keep it in an account where they can use it for some extra needs that everyone wants. It was never meant to be as a salary, but to provide basic needs with some flexibility, so one part to be used internally in Auroville in the account and one part to be able to get in cash. since we all tend to always associate the things that happen to what we know outside, people associated that to a salary, also because it's needed, no? But it has nothing to that, that sense. We all get the same amount because it was estimated to be a basic amount needed. But it doesn't correspond to your 40 hours or my 50 hours. It has nothing to do with that. You have to work as much as possible and to give yourself as much as possible. It's not the number of hours you do. You might be doing a fantastic work 1 hour and 8 hours being looking at your mobile. So I know that for the rules now they say 6. The mother said 6 hours, because that will give you time in the day. Imagine 24 hours in a day, 6 hours to work. You have 18 hours for yourself. Even if you sleep 8 hours, which is nobody sleeps 8 hours as far as I know, still you have 10 hours a day for your inner development, for your physical development, for your mental development. So, in fact, the plan of the mother was very advanced. Even now, they are proposing in Europe some reduction of working time, which is not even this one. Exactly.
Yeah. So I would, before we open up for questions, I would like to touch upon two things, which is, I think, will be of interest for new people here. One is the meaning of work, and second, we will come to the aspect of economy. So money is part of economy, so I will come to that also later, part of economy. Work, what does it mean by work? Like I have met people who then count their hours, and then we also have people who are extremely talented. They are scientists, doctors, and and then they come and they have a notion that, okay, I can give minimum. What is the minimum? They ask, what is the minimum I need to work here? And then, okay, then I can do my own thing. So there's nothing wrong in it. But what we see here in Auroville, the beauty, the abundance, is created by people who did not count that time. Maybe they are foresters, there may be difference of opinion. In fact, they may be diametrically opposite you. But the one thing that I see as a new person in the last 10 years is that the amount of work they have put in, irrespective of Roger Angers in the town planning, the people who are on the city side, or the people who are on the environment side, without calculating the meaning of work. What does it even, who are we working for? Because then if you're asking the count, then somebody needs to check that time. Then we have this human resource service which will ask you, right? We are slowly going towards, in fact, because many of us have come and little bit looking at the time and doing as minimum as possible, then the system outside is demanding us to create institutions. Institutions is what we are running away from. So how do we have that nimbleness where we can work what we really like to work, what the kind of work we like to do? I'm sure you work the way you work because you love what you do. What's the meaning of work for you, Anandi?
I think we come from societies where the work has become almost like a penalty, no? Where people work only to get money. So they are 5 days a week feeling very unhappy. And then the weekend comes and they are suddenly free, happy, enjoying. So the life is divided into two areas. In Auroville, the Karma Yoga is that your work is an offering to the divine. So you cannot do it in an unhappy and a calculated manner, because it's like you are doing all you are, no, into this activity you are doing. And at the same time, it's not asking you to be 12 hours working. It's not necessary also. You might be doing one day. Nobody is going to say anything if you are or not. But it's important that you don't look at the time, but you make your attitude is an offering, no? For me, it has always been like that. I work a lot. People say I'm a workaholic, but it's not. I am really, I love what I do, and if I can do it better, I will always try to do better. But I love to go out and do my yoga and my swimming and meet my friends. So it's my whole life is one. It's not this is the work separated. I run to go out and enjoy. No, it's all part of the same adventure of life in Oroville. And I think we are so fortunate we are having that opportunity in working in something where we can really give ourselves.
Yeah, today's gathering is supposed to be from 3 to 5. We have another 10 minutes before we have a tea together. Yeah, we would like to encourage others to also say something.
Just to ask a practical question, if there is a possibility for long-term volunteers or just volunteers to be a part of PTDC, because from personal experience, I just feel it's not healthy or financially sustainable to depend on cafes. And to get fresh produce, honestly, I'm very nervous to drive a bike to Pondi, so I would not want to do that. But if there is any possibility with the due course, process and contribution to be a part of PTDC. Thank you.
I would love to do it. The only problem is Purtus depends only on internally transfers from accounts. And until and as long the volunteers don't have accounts, they cannot. That's our only problem. But if the working committee is trying now to regularize those long-term volunteers who want to join Oroville and call them pre-newcomers and they can have an account, even if legally you are not considered, then we will accept. So we have to find ways to make the practical life more comfortable or easier, helping each other, no? Yeah. Through the unit where you are working. That we'll have to see. Because the units in general, they don't feel very comfortable to do, but that's an option we can explore.
Anandi, you have seen me probably in the Matri Mandir garden. So yeah. My timing is also, but just now you have said about the work and the timing calculation. So from the office actually they ask, you are crossing your time limit. The problem is not with me, problem with the office, actually. You can understand my...
Yeah, the office of Matri Mandir?
Not Matri Mandir, entire process actually, administration. Because if I ask office that I have already crossed limit of timing, means between 25 to 36 hours in a week, and Savi will ask, if you are crossing your limit, then we are supposed to answerable to Savi.
Yes.
And the entire process is going to the higher authority that we are a labor law and all these things is happening.
No, it's not that. It's that the Savi has to make sure that volunteers are not being exploited. Which
if I want to do voluntarily work,
if you want voluntarily work, they have nothing to tell. You can work as much as you want.
But there is a lot of question is arising on that part. Yeah, Lux, you also can.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just one question.
Thank you, Suvendu. It's very interesting that you brought this question up.
Dibbendu.
Because you questioned me about my extra work here, which is outside my count of work. So in Oroville, this is the beauty. Yeah, this is the beauty that you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you to stop work or start work.
Yeah, that thing is happening with me several times. Because within 36 hours, I crossing my 40, 42, 43, 44 hours. Maximum it went up to 54 hours in a week.
I don't think there is a higher authority to control it. Perhaps, I don't know, if the meaning is also when new people come, they work the suggested amount and then they also read Sri Aurobindo, read Mother, little bit get to know, be part of the society. If they are also constantly working in one place, which is then limiting them. So perhaps it's definitely, Jeremy can answer to it if it is a mandatory thing. Please stop it if it is mandatory.
And one more thing, I just want to clarify. You can answer, please, or you also can answer. I received yesterday thing, which is I think you are the bridge of foundation and residents association. I think, if I am right. Am I right? Resident Assembly and Foundation. You are the bridge. And here I have got the message. I just read you the message. If I don't know you have got it or not. Huh? Yes, if you have got it, then it is okay. So you can answer on that.
It was very like a riddle. We don't know what you're talking about. Read it.
Okay, I'm reading it. It's from Oronet. I don't have access. I got from somebody else. Illegal announcement. Okay. Let it be known to the public, to the newcomers and the candidate that the following announcement published in the Oronet by a group calling themselves as working committee is an unauthorized and illegal self-appointed group. Their claims is not sustained by any law or court order. Any person attending this session do so at their own risk. Paul Vincent. I don't know who is Paul Vincent, and senior member of the Resident Assembly under the Oroville Foundation Act.
Okay. See, Oronet is I don't know how many of you know, it's an intranet where anybody can go and speak their mind. I do a lot also. And they do not necessarily mean it's an official stand, right stand. It's a place where you can go, sometime be silent, go sometime be expressing yourself, go sometimes shout your heart out. So this is one of those things. Senior brother, okay, Suvendu, let me answer and then we will go. Time is very short. Listen, let me answer and then we go. Huh? Dibendu, senior, again, these are kind of this, we are not in a college, senior ragging us, no, there is no, I mean, we are here for our purpose. Perhaps if you reach Sharbendo and Mother, the senior Orovillian, you will be able to debate with him and win him on the topic of Oroville if you're sincere. Doesn't matter who's senior here. So don't go, I mean, again, you will get a lot of forwards. I said this before also. Little bit have the sense of discernment for your own sake. Anybody else? Yes, Jeremy.
Yeah, so that's a good thing that this topic about volunteer hours came, because that's one of my concerns these days. And no, savvy, I mean, our rule for the moment is 25 to 36 hours. We kept it like this because some Indians are coming here, having a work online or something like that, and they want to contribute to Oroville. Some foreigners are coming here, they don't want to settle, they just want to contribute, but at the same time to keep some time to participate and all. So we are checking every month, like sending a mail saying, is it easy or is she still volunteering? But I mean, anyway, we have no way to control how many hours are done, so I'm sorry. And but my concern is more about the policies that will come nextly, and it seems that volunteers will be considered as residents and they will have to work 36 hours minimum. And this, for me, it's a mistake, because then, as I said, we have some particular case for volunteers, and that will be a mistake.
You want to respond to that? Quickly, yes. Volunteers will be volunteers always. It's an special status, and this has to be respected. Newcomers is another category, and that has to be respected also. And the Orovillians are the Orovillians. There is no confusion between the three different categories, three different styles of life, three different vital experiences of the people. Each one want to do each one of them or one of them. And we have to respect that from the beginning.
Yeah. In the backside, I did not see you engage much. Tamil ஏதாவது கேட்கணும்னா உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது நான் சொன்னது புரியலனா தயவு செய்து please come forward. கேளுங்க.
Anyone wants to say something there from the back?
உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை இருக்கா? என்ன நியூ கமரா வாலண்டியரா என்ன ஃபேஸ் பண்றீங்க சொல்லுங்க.
Good.
மொழி தடையா இருக்கக்கூடாதுல்ல.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Rajkumar.
My name is Rajkumar. I am coming from Jaima community. I am a long-term newcomer in Araval. I will start with my process 2023. Still now waiting for the confirmation of becoming Aravalian. Almost complete 3 years of my newcomer period. Last 2 months ago, entry board is not like this official ID. They are giving the private Gmail ID. Once you finalize for your process, just submit for your documents. So their mentor to last 3 years, I will guide to my 2 mentors, one ascending mentor, another thing in my chosen mentor. I convey for these messages. They are to the, please you share to the documents, still wait. They are going to the high court cases. By in case this portion of people is judgment to the positive, that time you like the situation is very like shaky. So I will go to the my right now I'm working for the visitor center. This topic I will share to my executives. My executives strongly told him, I don't give in the letters. This is like illegal mail. How can to I can act to these stories.
Thank you, Rajkumar. In fact, as a, I mean, in the audience, I would like to ask a question to one person right behind you, Grace Akka. She's part of the entry service. She is doing this kind of activity. I would like to ask you, Akka, take the mic and tell us, why are you using this new people as political instrument? How can you, let's say you process a newcomer form, where will they go? How will they get their the visa? How will they get their maintenance? Why are you doing this? Please, what is your plan?
In January, it was a new gazette.
Yes.
So please don't take wrong. If I am say something mistaken or something. So what I seen, that's I want to share. That's all. So the gazette came 2023. It's not a mistake. It's everything from 2019. It's a 2023 only little changes. That's all. Okay. And it came from working committee to our office. Said that it is it will be go on the newcomer process. Nothing will be stopped. So my concern is why working committee or foundation working groups, why they are not collaborate to us. We are ready to work with you.
Got it. Akka, one nimsham. Let me give a clarity. You are saying gazetted 2019 and the processor you gazetted and you got it in 2023.
That
how
is
did
new
you
one.
gazette it? How
no,
can you gazette
the new gazetted 2023. It is not.
It's not true. It's not
mine,
gazetted.
Thing. Only I heard this. It is not.
Can you share the gazetted legal regulation? Can you show it? It's not. It's a lie.
No,
it's not there.
Yeah, I am not going in. That's why, because I am not sure about it.
Based on the gazette, the story that you have been told, I'm sure you have been told. Why are you doing this entry service continuously? You know very well you can you wait a minute, Akka. Can you process if I'm a newcomer, can you process my visa? Simple as that.
Wait. 2023 gazetted. Even you can tell us to follow it. We will ready to follow it up.
Akka,
but you just came.
You are not answering my question.
Close the door.
Akka,
without
you are not answering
us.
my question. I'm as a newcomer.
Okay,
let's say I am. Let's say I'm from Bhutan.
We are not blocking.
No. You're not blocking. You are taking that. When you accept
any Aurovilian, no blocking.
One nimsham, Akka, let me finish.
Volunteers.
Akka, when you accept it, you are blocking. I tell you an example. If I am from some Sri Lanka, and then you take my form, you say, give me a form. And then you take and you keep for 1 year, you say, Yukka program, this, that, and you do all those things. And then which working committee will you forward that? You say he's a good guy, approve him. Which working committee? Will you send it to the working committee that has a legal grounding? Or will you send it to the working committee which has lost the court case?
No, I don't
understand. Which
you
working
are saying
committee?
That we cannot go for yucca. We cannot tell the newcomer to go
Very
attend.
simple question, ka. Don't go round and round.
No, I am just
Which,
asking.
where
Clarify.
will you send your correct me if I'm wrong, very simple. As a entry process, you process newcomers and you recommend, correct?
Yeah, before.
Very good. Whom do you recommend to? Working committee?
Recommend to, we accepting as a residents.
Yeah, accepting, and then you send somewhere, no, to put it on ROR, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Whom do you send to? Working committee?
I think the feedback and that it's a working committee, everybody to include residents. They are
matter.
also residents, no?
Okay. Akka, I will not
Working
embarrass you.
committee,
What
it's
I'm
not
saying is the request is please be truthful to the new people because they are struggling here. It's not joke. It's not our politics should not go to them.
I am not doing any politics.
You are in entry service, which is not legal.
I am part there.
Are you in entry service or not? Are you in entry service or not?
I am still in entry board member.
Entry board, which is not
but
legal.
I am not blocking any newcomer or volunteer.
Fair enough. Okay. Samosa is waiting for us.
Wait. There's one person.
There are no samosas. Only tea is waiting. Cake is waiting.
Lakshay.
Sorry, Duvendu or Miss Duvendu?
Lakshay.
Depends.
Hi.
Yes, brother.
Hi. So I would like to conclude two things actually, but there is no question and answer. I was there last meeting also. So that was a nice appeal you have said, the last appeal. It's because of your question. So he raised the question because of he know the situation now. So actually I forget to inform myself. I'm Arun Kumar. I born in a Shakti community. So I born and brought up here only. So it's
where do you work?
So I'm working with the Araval Security Service and then EMS also. So the thing is, I know what is happening here, and it's my third generation here. So the thing is, that was nice appeal last meeting, and now you are representing working committee. It's okay for us because you are on behalf of them only as an Aurovillian, right? So I want to clarify that to Dibundu actually. So the thing is, and the second thing is the work, money, they said, right? Why we need that maintenance? Because we have to pay for the housing. So we have to pay for the food. We have to pay for everything, right? As mother said, we have, it's all are free, right? They have to give and they have to cashless. Yeah. So it is cashless. Now it is cash. So we need maintenance. Correct. Because of that only.
Absolutely.
So this is a point I would like to add.
Yeah.
And moreover, the thing you already discussed, the time period for the entry service, 3 months. Is it in the progress still?
Okay, since last time, that's why I also agreed because they took my appeal and I confirmed with them, are you going to go with it? You're going to process it? They said, yes, they are. Okay, I'm happy. But it's also, we must let's sympathize with them. It's not that easy also. They need to go and work with other set of people who are not here full time. You must also understand. So let's empathize, that's it. Okay, at least I feel they have a intention to proceed with this, make it faster. Hence they called one more meeting after 2 weeks. So I see there is some sincerity, honestly. That's why I'm supporting them. I asked them, they worked on it, and they called me again, I'm here. Simple as that. Nothing to hide like somebody, no conspiracy theory, please. Avoid it.
Okay. We are all
tea for cake.
Tea
and cake.
Tea and biscuit. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.